Woo, good morning. Good morning, Coach Burt. I meant to say live from Houston. There you go, folks. And that is a good view on the 21st floor here in Houston, Texas. Gotta love when you get the good hotel rooms, right? And you get the good views and the good balconies. Good morning, everybody. Coach Michael Burt. I believe everybody needs a coach in life. About to get out and get some exercise. I slept a little bit later this because I was up really late last night working on a project. And I'm speaking today here in Houston, Texas. Take over Texas. Big real estate event. But I want to jump out this morning before I go and just give you a good morning and give you a little bit of a message about how to move on and focus on the next play. What's up, John Hart? Freddie Blanton? How to focus on the next play. See, this is interesting to me because as a former basketball coach, Celeste, I used to just pound in the player's brain. Next play. Focus on the next play. Because what would happen would be a player would make a mistake or something would bother them or they'd be involved in something that they just didn't go the way they wanted to, and they would just linger on that one mistake, right? And they couldn't focus on the next thing because they were so focused on the last thing. And I see that, Daniel Hodges, that adults really struggle to do this, okay? And they're hung up on people. They're hung up on a drama that happened yesterday. They're hung up on somebody that's not on board with you. They're hung up on a mistake they made. What I want to do is remove that, okay? Thank you, Brandy. What I want to do is remove that. And I want to teach you how to make a decision about something. That word decide means to move on. That word decide means to move on. Not move on. It means to what does it mean? The word decide means to kill off. Right? It means to kill something off. And I want you to make a decision, a simple decision, and move on. Don't linger on it. If you want to cancel somebody out of your life, if you want to move on from a person that's not serving you anywhere, if you want to move on for a person that you don't have a good energy or physiological energy about, if you've stuck with something for too long that's holding you back, man, I want you to just learn to kill it off and move on. Just boom, move on. There was a person last night that I was seeing on social media, and every time I saw him, I had a bad feeling. I had a bad physiological feeling. I said, you know what? Move on, man. Cancel it and move on. Just move on to the next play, right, Ruby Barnes? Just move on to the next play. So if we can learn to move on to the next play, and we can learn to just keep going, Jimmy, because what we would do is, man, as a basketball coach, I'd tell those kids to move on to the next play, but I'd stay mad for the 3 next plays, which affected my emotions, right? I got emotional versus rational. And so now I've learned, man, it's 7 billion people in the world. There's 6 million people here in Houston, Texas, folks. Look at all the opportunity, for the love of goodness. There's no shortage of people. There's no shortage of opportunity. So you just got to learn to just move on, man. Learn to let it go. Learn to focus on the next big play versus focusing on that past play, Thomas C. Davidson. Things going to happen today that you don't like. Move on to the next play. People going to say things about it. Move on to the next play. Move on to the next play, man. That's the message for today. And I don't know why. Just woke up this morning. I was watching Joyce Meyer this morning. I actually laid in the bed for about 10 minutes and watched Joyce Meyer, something I never do. And I said, no, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to rest for a minute. Okay? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to sit here for a second and I'm going to watch this. And I'm going to absorb this. Right? And then I'm going to, because Paul says, I didn't say no when I didn't say yes when I meant no. That's what Paul said in the Bible. I never say yes when I really mean no. See, we got a problem saying yes to everything. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'm obligated. Yes, I'll just keep going. Yes, just whatever you need. Yes. And the answer is sometimes no, man. I'm not doing it. Okay? I'm moving on. I'm only going where I feel celebrated, not where I feel tolerated. You guys have a great day. God bless you. I'll be teaching person of interest. I didn't even mention person of interest, man. I didn't mention person of interest, which is tomorrow back in Tennessee. You still got a chance to get in that. It's $97 if you're watching it virtual. It's $297 to be in the room. Folks, I got that one. I got the Purpose to Profit coming up in February. I've got the Michael Burt School of Speaking, Coaching, and Publishing. I got January Flip the Switch. Man, I got all kinds of things coming on. So go to coachburt.com and click on events. We'd love to see you something in the future, man. We got to learn, Brad Fowler, to move on. To focus on that next play, Samantha. Next play. You guys have a great day from Texas. My name is Coach Michael Burt. I believe everybody needs a good coach in life. How many of you have ever had a good coach in your life? Raise your hand. A good coach will do three things for you. They're going to have conversations with you that you may or may not want to have. They're going to help you do some things you may or may not want to do, but they're going to help you become something you did not think you could become. After 10X, 10,000 people changed my life. I got a phone call one day, and they said, this kid, Cody Askins, wants you to speak at his conference. And I said, well, where's the conference at? He said, Titan Stadium. I'm like, man, this kid's got some balls, right or wrong? I'm like, Titan Stadium? He's going to rent Titan Stadium? I'm like, I'm in. I already like him. He's already thinking big. He's already playing at a big level, right? And we get there, and they have X number of hundreds of people, and then they just kept coming. One of the number one traits of the top people when they do studies, number one traits, they just keep coming. They just keep coming. They just keep coming. Year 2, got bigger. He said, come back year 3. What year are we in now, Cody? 4? Year 4. Guess what? They just kept coming. Look at y'all, folks. Give your hand because you just kept coming. Just kept coming, man. Now, if you'll turn the lights up, I got to coach these folks. And to coach these folks, I got to get out amongst the folks. And I got to look you right in the eyeballs. Right? I grew up in a small town in Tennessee, and I was raised by a single mother who had me when she was 16 years old. I grew up without really my father in my life. He never hugged me, never told me he loved me, never come to a baseball game. But that single mom taught me something. She taught me we show up, we grow up, and we deliver. We don't whine. We don't complain. We don't make excuses. She would not let me miss a day of school growing up. Man, I hated it. Like, man, when other kids get to skip, when other kids get to miss, why can't I just stay home? And she said, no, son, we don't whine, we don't complain, we don't make excuses. We dress up, we show up, and we deliver. And at 40 years old, man, I was on the road for like 14 days, and I was tired. Amateurs listen to their feelings. Professionals do not listen to their feelings. And I remember it every morning when I was getting up and I was tired and I fatigued and I was exhausted. I remember my mom saying, we dress up, we show up, we grow up, and we deliver, right? And I called my mom one day and I said, I want to thank you for teaching me how to show up every day, to just keep coming, Mama, to just keep coming, right? To all the moms out there, I want to say thank you. Give them a hand in the room because that means a difference. And when my mom was working her second job and putting herself through nursing school, she used to take me down to the local baseball field where I would stay for hours and hours and hours. And there was one coach down there, a female coach named Mickey Vincent, which was kind of odd because there was a female coach coaching Little League Baseball. And that woman tended to me. She cared for me. She fed me. She took care of me. And it was there that I watched how coaches change people's lives. It was there that I made a decision. I had a big revelation because if you're going to do something big in the world, I want you to write these 3 steps down. First, there is a big revelation. And the big revelation is some sudden, dramatic moment. Every person in this room most likely has had it. A sudden, dramatic moment. Because of the revelation, you now have a conviction. Conviction is a deep-seated belief that you believe in something. Because of the conviction, you are now willing to take a lot of action. See, I'm not aggressive, I'm convicted. When I push you in a sales cycle, it is because I have a certainty that I can help you because I've been doing it for 28 years. I am not aggressive, I am conviction. I have a conviction about me, and that's the conviction that you feel when I talk, when I speak. It comes across as passion, this irresistible belief for motive or action. It's what drives your engine and what rows your boat. At 6 years old, it was that woman who said to me, son, one of these days when you grow up, you're going to be a great coach. Now, I want you to think of this question. How many of you got to where you are today because somebody, somewhere, chose to see the good in you when it was easy to see the bad? Raise your hand.